Hi everyone, this is Jamey. I am out in Mother Nature right now. Just cannot believe this incredible view behind me. The sun has just barely gone down. I'm sitting on top of Suncrest Mountain here in the Salt Lake Valley, and I've written down a message that I want to share with you, and I wanted to make sure that I put it in writing so that I actually don't miss some of the important elements that I've written down. And so I'm just going to go ahead and read. So, hi everyone, my name is Jamey Dragostea, and many of you know me under my birth name, James Cunningham. And today I want to share a very personal part of my life with you, mostly because I know that many of you can relate. This part of me has caused a lot of pain in my life, and it has been and become such an ingrained part of me that it has certainly affected many, if not all, of my life decisions. And the decisions which have affected my family, my career, my relationships, and of course, this important part of me has shaped the course and the trajectory of my life. Now, this personal part of me, this personal part of my life, my world, my coding, if you will, is actually my self-esteem. And some of you may call self-esteem by a different name, such as self-confidence or self-worth or self-image, maybe self-respect. Well, for many years I've continued to fight the fight of a low self-esteem despite the many masks that I very effectively put on in front of others. Not only in front of my friends and family, but also strangers, and quite frankly, and honestly, myself. Now, I've always tried to find value in myself. Tried to find value in my actions, even acted as though, hoping if I put the mask on well enough, the self-esteem would surely come. Now, I know that many of you can resonate with this, as a low self-esteem is so clearly an epidemic now. Not only with me and many of my friends and family, but as I study the root cause, the very low vibration that's associated with the low self-esteem is absolutely and unquestionably all throughout human civilization at this time. You don't have to be a psychologist to understand that a low self-esteem truly is a dis-ease, a vibrational frequency that is so uncomfortable that it can literally throw off all the other systems in our body. Now, of course, I know the simple definition of a low self-esteem is how we view ourselves. But if all we had to do is just view ourselves differently, and if it was that simple, we wouldn't be having this conversation now, would we? It requires a literal and a deep-rooted change in perspective. And in my experience, I've found for me and for many of my friends and family that our low self-esteem is not only how we view ourselves. Our low self-esteem also has some different element. It has another pattern that I can see, a common thread, if you will, that's connected to a low self-esteem. Now, this common thread is not only in how we see ourselves, but how we actually live with ourselves. And to truly live is to live a life full of happiness and a life full of passion. And as I've worked with more and more individuals in my life in areas of human development and human behavior and human potential, I can now see that some of us even hate ourselves. The relationship that we have with our body almost always resonates with the way that we actually feel about ourselves and how we're living our lives. But more and more people are finding that they're far from their idea of happiness, and they're far from finding the peace that they're so desperately looking for. And many people often feel like maybe that level of joy and that level of peace simply does not exist, that it is an illusion, but it can be shockingly convincing. Now, as I've started to dive into and really analyze my own depression and my own low self-esteem, I found that my body weight was also an obvious side effect over time of how I viewed myself, despite whatever act or mask I was showing to myself or others. Now, this may not be your case, but for me, because I didn't know how to love myself and often even like myself, there was actually a physical manifestation to these horrendous thoughts which I seemed to just not be able to let go. My unhealthy thoughts and feelings towards myself physically manifested as an unhealthy body that looked like exactly what I was desperately trying to avoid. You know, the sadness and the frustration about this, it only served to make many of my decisions about life just as sad and dense, and the cycle continued internally. Despite incredible financial success at that point in my life, my body size and my health were a direct reflection of my inner body image. Now, many of my temporary highs or ways that I would distract myself from the busy work were often quickly replaced by how low I felt. Now, I've had some amazing highs in my life, including my personal body weight. In my 30s, I was unhealthy, I was obese. I suffered from a heart attack. Yes, in my 30s. I was 6'1", I weighed in at a whopping 300 pounds. When I was younger, I was very athletic. I was a high school jock and the youngest son of a high school athletics coach. And by the time I graduated from high school, I was already in the military, training my body with vigor, and continued on to take a lot of nutrition and exercise classes in college. But it felt paradoxical that I had all this information, I had all this knowledge, but I was still putting on weight. And I was even more frustrated that I couldn't shake the feelings of depression that always crept up deep inside. I hated taking off my shirt at the beach or a swimming pool because I was embarrassed, plain and simple. I worked out like crazy. I thought I ate good. I jogged, I lifted weights, and hell, I even started and owned my own diet company at one point, and yeah, I was still unhappy. I was still discouraged when I looked in the mirror, and not only showed in my pant sizes, but also in every aspect of my life. Quite frankly, I was sick and tired of being depressed, having little to no energy at times, and of course, I hated my body. My low self-esteem had taken up full-time residence in Depressedville. When I hit 300 pounds, I gave myself a go to lose 110 and get down to 190. Why 190? Well, that was what I weighed when I received my discharge papers from the military. It was a time in my life where I felt more confident, I was happier, and certainly I was a hell of a lot more healthy. And I thought that this was a great goal. I even purchased a dozen different colored t-shirts, and I got a sticker that said 190 pounds, and I ironed it on each one of them. And they were a little smaller than my size at that time, so I put them in the drawer, and there they sat for years. Often seeing them in the drawer only deepened the gravity of my feelings. I just felt more and more fat and horrible about myself. They morphed into a painful reminder of my failure once again instead of a healthy goal. So for more than 25 years, I battled with exercise, diet pills, and an endless consortium of weight loss and diet programs. I even tried gastric lap band surgery, and none of it, and I mean none of it, worked. And then, now and then I did lose some weight. For a few months, it was temporary, but time and time again, it would come right back, even with the precision of an aboriginal boomerang thrower. But then about 3 years ago, I started on a different quest to find peace. Peace instead of money, or peace instead of a skinny body. I made a simple decision. I wanted peace. Peace was all I wanted, and it had eluded me all my life in spite of my hard work, my discipline, my financial success, and suddenly peace was all I could think about. At that time, I was 47 years old. I was closing all my businesses. I'd spent a lifetime acquiring lucrative success and academic knowledge about financial advising, including getting an MBA. 3 years ago, I was heading into a rough divorce. I was struggling with my own internal depression, which led to trying to drink away all my feelings. At 47, I made the internal decision to simply try to be happy. I gave up alcohol, seeing that it was toxically impacting my life, and realized that all this outside stuff I'd been working on, bought into, and lived and breathed, none of it was making me happy, and for me, it was an illusion. But within a few months of consciously choosing to improve my life, I met my wife, Anna. Now, I'm going to repeat that first part again. Within a few months of consciously choosing to improve my life. So actually what I'm going to do is, it's starting to get a little bit dark out here, and I'm going to kind of continue this, and I'm going to see if I can't manifest to a different location. Okay, so we're back. Now, I was telling you about Anna, and you know, I didn't know it yet, but Anna had been on a spiritual quest her entire life. She was at a particularly painful place on her spiritual journey, well, I guess as was I, and so at the time I met her, and for months after, I had no idea of her level of spiritual study or practice or her knowledge. Not only was she highly gifted and extremely knowledgeable on spiritual and esoteric wisdom, but also I couldn't help to notice she was very fit and very healthy. You know, it was really hard to believe. She was really my dream come true. She was my dream girl in every sense of the imagination. But the lessons I was about to learn from Anna literally changed me forever. Anna didn't seem to work out much. She didn't obsess about her diet. In fact, when I'd have my unhealthy cravings, not only did she not care if I ate what I considered junk food, but also she was willing to go with me and partake in that food, fast food included, on one condition: if I stopped shaming myself and stopped eating with guilt. Now, I like this idea because I'd spent most of my adult life, like most of us, ripping myself apart inside shortly after giving in to the cravings. Now, she would counsel me to stop the guilt trips after I stuffed my face. And this was a very different approach to what I was used to, but hell, I liked it. I got to eat junk food or fast food, and my beautiful new friend forced me to stop feeling bad afterwards. I really thought that I had hit the jackpot, and then Anna taught me some secrets to life, and it led me to obtaining my new, incredible, skinnier, much healthier body. And so it began. Well, first I married Anna, so I had a full-time living coach. Plus, she wasn't bad on the eyes either. So I really started to focus on going within, meaning really heavy amounts of self-reflection. I started on a journey of self-discovery, and Anna taught me ancient wisdom about feelings and emotions and love and light. You know, all the stuff that I had been taught was a strong man's weakness. Wow. I really realized that my entire life I had been fed an illusion, and I lived it. I took it all in, hook, line, and sinker. And during this time with Anna, I didn't focus on my body, but instead I tried to focus on just loving me. And I have to admit that loving myself was very hard, much harder than I expected. Now, I've grown up like most of us. I didn't truly understand how to love myself or how incredible of a person I was. I tried losing weight over 25 years without much success, but now I found a simple, easy, and incredible way to not only lose weight, but to become the happiest version of me in my entire life. Learning to love myself was a mystery, and I think it is for most men and women. So I spent countless hours diving into this topic with a new thirst that outweighed any thirst that I had ever felt before. Now, I approached it with a hunger and a thirst that transcended everything I ever thought I knew about health and wealth and spirituality before. I continued to eat many of the same foods for a time, and only stopped when and if they no longer appealed to me. I also stopped exercising other than going outside like I was earlier and communing with Mother Nature. I think that going outside and doing a little hiking once in a while never feels like exercise. But in less than a year, I found myself living for joy and not focusing on my weight. Yet my weight was just slipping away more and more all the time, and little did I know, Anna had intuitively been following a way of living and eating that stems back to the ancient times and ancient wisdom. And one of the most fun parts about this, remember all those t-shirts that I told you I bought? Well, I not only eventually fit into them, but I surpassed 190 goal in less than a few months, and I just kept right on losing weight. In fact, I should say that the last 30 pounds were probably the easiest by far, and that is very counterintuitive to every other diet that I ever tried. But I did all this without diet and without the exercise ritual. All this was very baffling to me, but obviously I was extremely excited. When I hit 190 pounds, I was so excited that I announced it on Facebook. At that time, a lot of people had been telling me in person and on Facebook, "Jamey, what in the hell are you doing? but I was still learning the alchemy behind what was happening to my body. But that didn't matter. It was working magnificently anyway, and I just kept on losing more and more fat. Not to mention that I was feeling about 20 years younger. But now is the time for me to share and illuminate my path towards achieving the most incredible body transformation in my life. I know in my heart that many of these concepts and ideas will resonate strongly with most of you. Currently weigh 175 pounds. I'm in the best shape of my life, even including throughout my military service. And I'd like to share with you the ancient wisdom that I've learned and put into practice in my life, resulting in the utter transformation both inside and out. And the actual fun of the weight loss journey I have been lucky enough to kind of play on, well, definitely none of the pills or the harsh strictness or the programs that I tried in the past. And who knows? Who knows? Many of you may just find these principles will work for you and help you out. Not only will you lose weight, but also have a healthier and happier and stronger relationships with your loved ones, with your friends, with your family. And who couldn't use more love in their life anyways, huh? When you learn how simple this theory and this practice of losing weight, feeling great, and being in the best physical and emotional shape of your life really is, you will most likely wonder why you were never taught these wonderful lessons of love and light from the get-go. Now, these loving and gentle practices literally stimulate our metamorphosis into a lighter and more luminous body that's full of love and life and energy and vigor. And I want to share this wisdom with you. My wife Anna would like to share this wisdom with you and share with you a strategy of weight loss so that you can find your perfect ideal weight. So if any of my story sounds familiar or resonates with you in any way with your life experiences, or perhaps that you have a friend or a loved one who has tried everything and is at their wit's end and yet they still feel hopeless, we ask you to send one of us an email at jamey@luminous-body.com, or my wife Anya at luminous-body.com, or reach out to us on Facebook. Find us at Luminous Body Mission of Love and Light, and simply let us know that you're ready. You know, we want to help you achieve your ideal body weight, inside and out, and we want to help you reach your ideal weight. One thing I was fantastic at in my old career, my old life, was creating achievable strategies and helping educate others on how to put them into action into their lives. Now, I'm a specialist on not only helping create incredible goals, but also to the achieving of them. Helping others achieve their goals of weight loss, helping you achieve your goal of weight loss and a healthier body is going to be a tremendous amount of fun. Now, quite frankly, if I can lose 125 pounds and keep it off without exercise, without diet pills, or without any special weight loss programs, diets, or elixirs, you can do it too. But be prepared to be shocked. Anna and I are going to offer our consulting for $0. Yes, that is correct. Now, of course, if you choose to donate, I would be more than grateful. Anna will be more than grateful, and it's going to greatly help us improve our odds of being able to continue this service for others. Now, any donations towards Luminous Body, Mission of Light and Love, will allow us to continue to share our message with others as a loving service. But if you cannot afford to donate, you don't have to. We do, however, still ask that you spread an act of kindness or multiple acts of kindness that you feel are of equal energetic value to the benefits that you're receiving from us. Now, I'm personally inviting you to help be part of a group, a tribe, if you will, that I can share my personal experiences, the wisdom that I've gained, give some feedback, and hopefully deliver an incredible insight to a much healthier and happier life that will, quite frankly, have a ripple effect in every area of your life. Also, I'm using the term light to reference not only the loss of physical pounds to become lighter on the scale, but also in a manner that you will begin to realize that you glow, as in literally. Yeah, the side effects may include radiating light from the inside out. Now, both Anna and I would love to share our message and receive your feedback so that we can learn how to take this mission of body image and a healthier, lighter body and infuse it with as much love as possible and share this with the world. Now, again, please email either of us at jamey@luminous-body.com or anaya@luminous-body.com, or reach out to us on Facebook at Luminous Body, Mission of Love and Light. If you have any questions or a desire to join our mission for a lighter body. Now, if you're ready to take the first steps on this incredible journey, let us know, and we will email you back your next step with all the love and light